So the lawsuit is just filled with a ton of details. Ms. Richard was in a band called Danity Kane. It was a band that was launched by the reality show that Diddy produced, making of the band. She's represented by Lisa Bloom, who I spoke with a short time ago, and I asked her why her client is filing suit now.
Well, Dawn Richard, for people who may not know her, is a very talented and popular musician in her own right. She has about 1 million Instagram followers, a lot of successful, critically acclaimed albums. She's just about to go on tour. And I think she's one of the most high-profile accusers of Sean Combs. And she is hoping to get accountability and justice in the case that we just filed for her. This is really the last thing that she wanted to do, is file a lawsuit of this nature against a high-profile person who she worked with for years and years. But she thought it was important to come forward to support the other women, especially Cassie Ventura, and to tell her own story and to get justice. And that's why we filed the lawsuit.
Is Cassie's suit the reason that she decided to move forward? Because I read through the complaint and I saw how many times she mentions she witnessed firsthand Sean Combs allegedly abusing Cassie, beating her right in front of Dawn. Since Cassie launched her suit, is that why Dawn said, that's it, I'm going forward too?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the reason, but I think it did inspire Dawn Richard to come forward. You know, every woman stands on the shoulders of the women who came before her. Nobody wants to file a lawsuit of this nature, right? I decided to represent sexual abuse victims many, many years ago. I chose this. My clients didn't choose it. They want to do other things. Dawn wants to be a musician. But she was very much inspired by Cassie. And, you know, as we all know, Cassie filed her really shocking lawsuit. It was settled one day later, withdrawn. And then we saw that video that was released publicly of Sean Combs really viciously attacking Cassie. He then apologized after previously denying all of the allegations. So this was part of the motivation. It was something that really inspired Dawn Richard, but I wouldn't say it was the only thing.
The other thing is, yesterday we were all kind of gobsmacked by a $100 million judgment, a default judgment that came down against Diddy because he didn't respond to a lawsuit by someone who claimed that he'd been abused, sexually abused by P. Diddy. So some might say, well, isn't this convenient? This is the day after. I personally know how long it takes to put a complaint of the length I read together, so it couldn't have possibly been the impetus. But it is awfully coincidental. Did you know that was coming?
No, I had never even heard of that case. Yeah, we've been working on this for months and months. Anybody who wants to take a look at the case can see this is a, 50, 60-page complaint against a large number of defendants with a lot of different legal theories. And my team and I at the Bloom firm have spent months going over the facts, going over the law, and getting this thing finalized. I was pretty shocked to see that. Yes, a $100 million default judgment by a man who is currently incarcerated, who said that he was abused by Sean Combs, and apparently Sean's team did not respond. Well, guess what? You have to respond to lawsuits. You can't just ignore them and hope they're going to go away. I was pretty surprised to see that. So I'll be interested to see what happens next in that case.
I am also curious, when I looked at the complaint, normally you see so-and-so versus so-and-so and maybe another one or two entities, but there were I think 25 different defendants listed on that, including Ciroc Vodka and dough defendants and dough companies. That's a lot of defendants. Not even sure, how are you going to bring them all in?
So, what we've seen in recent years, Ashleigh, is not just holding people who are accused of abuse accountable for their behavior, but those who are complicit with them. So, for example, I represented 11 victims of Jeffrey Epstein, and we didn't just go after Jeffrey Epstein's estate. We went after a bank that was complicit with him, that knew, that was funding his enterprise. And we got significant financial compensation for our clients from both entities. And I think the law has expanded, and I think our consciousness as Americans has expanded to say it's not just the abuser, it's the people around him. It's the people who knew and were complicit and funded and turned a blind eye when people were being abused. And so that's the essence of what we're alleging in this case.
Lisa, it's good to see you again. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ashleigh. Great to see you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.